Coronation Street stalwart David Platt has been through it all with his son Max Turner, but as it seems he can no longer help the youngster, he could take drastic action in upcoming scenes on the ITV soap. David, played by Jack P. Shepherd, has been left wondering what to do with Max, Paddy Beaver, in recent months on Coronation Street, as the youngster has found himself in a whole heap of trouble. Not only does the teenager seem to have a grudge against his school teacher and neighbor Daniel Osborne, Rob Mallard, he has also found himself involved with the upskirting scandal. Recent scenes on the ITV soap saw his feud with his teacher reach new heights as Daniel ended up pushing the boy down a flight of stairs. As his pupil seeks revenge, it could be David will stop the plans in their tracks as he ends up leaving the cobbles with his son. The reason Max ended up having an altercation with Daniel was because the school teacher told him his father had been raped. Having not told his son about his ordeal at the hands of Josh Tucker, Ryan Clayton, David was forced to tell the youngster the truth. This was a difficult conversation to have, and although Max was very mature and supportive with his response, he wanted to make his teacher pay for telling him first, resulting in a police investigation as to how he fell down a flight of stairs. Max seems hell-bent on making Daniel's life a living hell. But watching from the sidelines, despite trying to back up his son, David could see the teenager does need some professional help. Viewers recently watched as David told Max the path of self-destruction was not a good one to go down, as he had done time behind bars for the things he got up to as a youngster. He thought he had drilled it into him to stop his vendetta against Daniel, but if anything, it only meant the youngster had to be more clever with the ways he was going to get revenge. Seeing the cogs turning in his son's head, David is at a loss by the time next week's episodes of the weeknight serial drama come around. The father of two ends up having a conversation with his wife, Shona Platt, Julia Goulding, about his son, and he predicts a very bleak future for him. Seeing himself in the teenager, he could suggest to his other half he needs to take Max away for a while to try and get his head together. As Max has suffered a lot over the years, including the death of both of his birth parents, there is a lot of trauma to be resolved. Some counseling could help him to address the heartache he is feeling so he doesn't feel so angry with the world anymore. Although Max could go on his own, David knows he is the boy's only parent left and he needs to step up and be there for his son. This could be a break of up to 6 months, as the pair bond during their time away from the cobbles, with Shona keeping the Platt family in shape back in Weatherfield. However, before they possibly make their departure, it seems Daniel has a lot weighing on his conscience as he makes a visit to the Platt residence. Calling at number 8, he apologizes for letting slip about what David went through, and he hopes this could be the end of his feud with the family. With the Osborne man being a key driver in his son going off the rails, David could find it hard to forgive him for what he did. He could also tell the teacher in no uncertain terms he has driven them out of Weatherfield because he has allowed this feud to go on for so long. Potentially, this is a relationship that would have to be explored when David and Max return to the cobbles to see if they can live peacefully. On the other hand, it could prove they are going to have to do their best to cut Daniel out of their lives as much as they can, as he seems to be a trigger for Max's outlandish behavior. Executive producer Ian MacLeod spoke to Express.co.uk and other media about the feud between Daniel and David, explaining causes a lot of drama on the cobbles. The soap boss said, the rivalry between Max and Daniel spins off into a fairly pronounced and bitter feud between David and Daniel. It then sucks in Sarah and Adam, so it's got that clan warfare vibe. The beginnings of that are coming through now. As I watched it, I was struck to think that we haven't seen Daniel and David in a scene together before. I asked the actors and they said I might have passed him a beer mat in the Rovers in 2019 and that was about it, he continued. The soap boss added, having these two actors in big, angry emotional scenes, where both have a smart mouth and are quite witty, it's dynamite and I can't believe we haven't done it before. The moment I saw them going at it, I thought, this has got legs. It can be a fool's errand to try and recreate famous rivalries of old like Ken and Mike, so I don't want to jinx it by saying it has the potential to be that, which was legendary when this hasn't really started yet. But it has got the potential to run for a really long time, and they're both rooted in huge legacy families, he explained. So it seems the feud won't die down just because of a possible exit from the Cobbles.